Neil Breen is the best mic check. Okay.
I am Neil Breen. We're rolling?
Yeah.
I am Neil Breen. Hello, welcome to the video. So, Jonathan, you know why I've gotten you here today, right?
No.
That's right. We're talking about the video game Spore Hero.
Oh, wow. Okay,
released in 2009.
Was it 2009?
I have absolutely no clue.
I feel like that Spore came out in like 2008, didn't it?
Spore was 2007.
Okay. I mean, it was in the jungle.
I don't know when Spore Hero...
Spore Hero is like Wii era. Like late Wii era.
I don't know.
Which, I mean, technically that's all Wii era, but anyway.
Well, we're actually here to talk about Dungeon Siege, as you can imagine. This is a game...
I thought you were lying to me about that for the last 2.5 weeks.
No, I thought it might be fun to just make you play the game again and not talk about it.
I stayed up until 2 a.m. playing that game for this.
Just seriously waste your time.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I brought you here for that exact reason. You can go to... I got you pizza.
You did get me pizza. That was worth the 2.5-hour drive out here. Slight exaggeration, but anyway, good video.
Yeah,
See you later.
Great. So, Dungeon Siege, it's a pretty special game, I think, to both of us.
Oh, hyper special.
I think I could probably assume mutually it's one of our favorite games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
It's extremely nostalgic, but it's also, I think, just held up really, really well. What are your thoughts on Dungeon Siege?
Where do I even begin? Well, like you said, it's really special to both of us. I would say Dungeon Siege is the first game where we truly became gamers. As silly as that sounds, like, it was the first game that we both played and really, really got into, like, sunk hundreds of hours into. Like, we got into it, like, I want to say, like, the first year or so we moved here, 2003, 2004.
It was like one of those kinds of games in the era where getting past the first dungeon felt daunting. For me, I was that young. I remember getting past, like, the crypt in Utrain's Peninsula and being like, I don't know what the heck's coming next. Of course, obviously, as the years progressed after that, it didn't become as big of a deal.
Yeah.
But it was like one of those...
I never actually felt that way, honestly.
Well, it's like one of those kinds
at
of
least
games.
with
like,
that game.
In the campaign, like the main original campaign, like we were so young, we weren't even allowed to complete it because the ending was
I do remember
scary.
that. Yeah, the ending is still pretty hardcore.
It's pretty dark.
It's like, wow.
It's like you go there and you're just like, oh. Oh.
I see why we weren't allowed to complete this as little kids.
So let's
might have scarred us for life.
We're not going to be talking about the expansion today. We're going to be talking about the original game,
the ye olde classic,
and both of its campaigns.
Brown menu and all.
Brown menu.
It's like so weird. I'm so used to like the newer menu. When I see the original menu,
it's so weird.
It feels like more novel to me than like the expansion menu.
I remember when we got the expansion, I was sick. You and Dad went up there to play it, and I was downstairs sick with a cold.
I'm sorry to hear that. I don't remember that.
I only remember that detail. I don't remember anything else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I just remember I was downstairs. The layout of the living room was completely different.
Oh, man.
And y'all came home and went up and played, and I went up for just a moment because I was sick, and I saw the snowy town of Arhok. We'll get to the expansion another time.
Will. I remember loving the heck out of it.
Oh, it's great. But we're not here to talk about
I actually don't remember my very first session with it, but I do remember the first time we actually started playing the game, the two of us together, because I think we both started playing it together. I don't think either of us started playing it separately, from my memory.
Are we talking like actual...
The original campaign.
If I remember correctly, we did Utrain's Peninsula first. Like the original...
Did we?
I remember having a character named Frodo.
Yes, and I had
mohawk. With a mohawk.
Yeah, you had the mohawk. And I believe I had the long red hair as Gandalf, obviously. Gandalf the Red.
My character Frodo had all these ridiculous tattoos on his head with the mohawk.
Yeah,
I remember nothing else about him. But I thought we started in Utrain's Peninsula in Eldom, and just kind of.
We might have. I remember us starting in the original campaign, but I thought maybe that came after, and we did do a little bit in Utrain's Peninsula first. But I do remember we started and went through most of the campaign together up until like the final dungeon in Castle Dungeon, and we were not allowed to go in there because of the scary faces in the pillar walls.
And all the wailing.
You know, the wailing of the damned.
Yeah,
which
it was
is
terrifying.
still very haunting when you hear those screams. Like the idea of it.
That
like,
final area, and we'll talk more about that.
And I've heard that sound effect in other games, and it's just as haunting. I'm like, oh, that's straight out of Dungeon Siege. Wow.
Let's talk about the original campaign, because that's primarily what I played to prepare for this video. I played a little bit of Utrain's Peninsula, but honestly, not enough.
I've played through all 3 of like the main campaigns so many times. Like I technically didn't even need to play through them because I know them like the back of my hand.
You know them better than I do, because when we played through it again like a couple years ago, like together,
like, even
you remembered most of it. I remembered maybe 40% of it.
Yeah. I still make a pilgrimage every couple of years.
Oh, it's just one of those games.
I mean, the game kind of is a pilgrimage if you think about it.
It's a road trip game.
It's one of the biggest strengths of the games.
When it comes to like the atmosphere of the game, it's so unique. There's nothing I can think of that really captures that same moving through the wilderness atmosphere. Because, you know, I think of a lot of other games in that genre. Most of them, you spend a lot of your time in dungeons, or
going back to the same hub location.
To the same towns. Yeah.
Dungeon Siege, you felt like you were traveling.
You're in the wilderness for 80% of the game. The mountains, the forests, swamps, caves. It's a lot of earth tones.
It is, yeah. And when you finally get to a village, it feels so refreshing to get to that village. Like you've made it. You've made it to a real checkpoint where you can restock. And especially when you're younger and you don't know how to use healers properly, because you only rely on health potions. So when you run out, it's an apocalyptic situation.
Shops, I feel when I play a lot of other games, shops carry almost no meaning. Like, you know, we play a lot of Diablo 4. I like Diablo 4. The shops have no meaning in that game.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they really don't. Because it's all about the loot.
Selling things off, like, gold is kind of useful, but it's like, Dungeon Siege, like, you get to a shop, all that new gear is like you spend like half an hour at each shop in the town gearing out all your characters.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we haven't talked about this yet. Dungeon Siege is so unique because you have 8 companions.
Yeah, that is like also one of the most unique things about Dungeon Siege, even compared to RPGs today. 8 companions. Why can't we bring that standard back? Why is everything 4 companions? Even you, Baldur's Gate 3, I'm looking at you. With all those amazing characters, we can only have 4 at a time without mods?
Well, 3 at a time if you don't count your own character.
Yeah, that's true, depending on who you pick. But like,
yeah.
8, not only that, you can dismiss your own character from the party.
That was in my notes. You can literally create a character and be like, I don't want this character anymore.
Yep.
Trade him out for a companion. Get rid of him. You started with him at the beginning of the game. Mr. Old Man comes up to you and is like, go tell the king, the Krogan are attacking. And just be like, no, I don't need that guy anymore.
I don't feel like, first companion you get, you meet her in like a crypt all by herself, you rescue her. It's like, go on without me, I'll stay here. I want to go back to my little farm.
You're just like, I don't need this. I don't need this in my life. You deal with this threat.
Depending on how you want to play.
I'm going back home. I got corn that needs tending.
It's the only true role-playing game out there.
So, let's talk about the story real quick.
Oh boy, yeah.
I feel like
I have a lot to say on the story.
Well, because, you know, we've watched different videos and commentaries of the game over the years. And I feel like a lot of people just kind of brush over the story.
Yeah.
And I think there's a decent amount there. It's not an elaborate story.
I understand that. The first time you play through it, most of the story kind of goes over your head. Yeah. In the original campaign especially. The story is not very strong. It's more of a backdrop, and it's just an excuse to get you out fighting in the world. The story is basically an ancient evil and you don't even know this immediately. Like, all the monsters in the world are going crazy, attacking everyone. You need to find out why. That's the story. And the whole thing is just you're traveling through the world, kind of strung along by people telling you, like, you need to go. You're basically going up the chain of command, telling people what's happening. Like, your like
kind of
uncle,
novel.
like Norik, whatever his name is, like tells you to go to Stonebridge to tell like, what's his name, Bjorn. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how he's related to you. I don't think he's like the mayor of the
Bjorn?
town. Yeah, Bjorn.
I think he's like the captain of the guard. That's kind of always how I've seen it.
Okay, yeah.
He's like the
quite
person who
remember.
leads the defense of Stonebridge.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you go and tell him about it, and Stonebridge is already destroyed by the time you get there, which, like, it's nice environmental storytelling.
Oh, it
There's
is.
actually a surprising amount of it in the game.
No,
more
there
than I
is.
thought. If you talk to all the guards, they'll have different
Even
things
if you
to
talk to
say, too.
NPCs, there's weird little bits of set dressing. I didn't even notice until I replayed it for this. When you get to Glaciern, I thought this was so cool. When you get to Glaciern, which is the third town?
Yes, town
Second
3.
town?
The thing is, like, the Dwarven town doesn't really count because it's abandoned, but there is also a shop near the Dwarven
But
town.
it's the second checkpoint. Like,
yeah,
if you-
technically it's like the third place you can spawn when you're playing it in multiplayer. So.
Yes. So
Third major.
when you go in there and you go into the magic shop, and I thought this was so cool. I never noticed this. You have the main guy who's just selling all the scrolls and potions and spells like he always does. You go over to the lady. And she's like talking, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I was with a customer," and I was like, "But there's no one there." I was like, "Okay, I guess this was just a piece of dialogue that was written, and by somebody who was not actually in editing the game world." And then she was like, "I only talk to." Or go talk to the other guy. He deals with the living customers. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, they just talk to like the dead people apparently.
And
in
I'm
this
like,
world. It's
that's
like,
canon. Because you go into, multiplayer, you die, you become a ghost. But then,
I didn't even consider
Dungeon
that.
Siege 2, you could talk to ghosts.
Yes, you're right.
You get a specific ability.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like halfway through the game that actually lets you talk to the ghosts.
There's more lore and storytelling in these games than people give it credit for.
No,
there really is.
there's
And
so many
that's
cute
why it's
little
like
things.
so frustrating the series didn't take off.
I know.
Especially after a particular thing that happened that we don't talk about.
We don't talk about that one.
Yeah.
No, there was no sequel to Dungeon
There is
Siege
no
2.
third game in Bossing Say.
No, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. But anyway, no. The story is good. It doesn't like kind of shove it in your face like a lot of other RPGs do, but it's like it's decent. It gets the job
It's
done.
perfectly generic.
Exactly.
It's almost refreshingly generic now. 'Cause
And that's another criticism a lot of people have of Dungeon Siege that I don't really think is a criticism. Like, and maybe that's because, like, people say it's generic fantasy.
the story would get in the way.
Yes and no, because like it is generic fantasy. For us, it was like our very first ever RPG. It like does generic fantasy really, really good. Like it doesn't pull its punches. It's just like, yeah, here's all like the Arthurian like
We don't
typical
get
fantasy
enough.
stuff you see.
We don't get enough generic fantasy anymore. I feel like.
Yeah.
Everything has
there
to be.
have been a couple games recently that came out, but in general, yeah, everything is either like super like kind of anime Japanese fantasy or like kind of a weird like sci-fi fantasy.
Like they always got to have an angle with the fantasy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with generic fantasy. There really isn't.
As I said, it's like it almost feels refreshingly generic, and it's
does.
novel. I like the idea that you're kind of a nobody, but you're the nobody that has a lot of free time, and they just keep sending you from place to place.
They do, yeah. But like I said, like the entire game is like a constant. You're running up the chain of command because like the captain of the guard tells you to go talk to like the overseer of the
Everyone's
region.
busy.
Who then tells you to talk to like, yeah, we're too swamped with like soldiers trying to deal with these monsters
Busy.
all over the land.
Can you please deal with this?
Yeah. Can you please? You're a messenger. You're basically a messenger of what the
already
frick is
have
happening in the world.
7 people following you. You're equipped to deal with this right now. Somehow.
Yeah.
Go tell the next guy.
The fact that you made it here alive is testament to the fact that you might be our only hope for getting a message out about what's happening. Because like the legionnaires across the land are overwhelmed. Because then they go tell you to talk to the people in Fortress Croth, like the leader of the legionnaires, who then tell you to go to like report to the king and all that's happening. Well, actually, they ask you to go to the Droog village first. Because like there's a lot of different story elements that are happening kind of in Dungeon Siege. Because like I replayed through it. Like, the main enemies of, like, the game, they talk to, like, this Droog encampment, which is their own separate civilization from the kingdom, and that kind of starts the chain of events. I kind of lost my train of thought halfway through
No,
that.
it's fine. It's fine. So did the storytelling.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because that's the thing, like, the game I feel like does kind of reach those moments where, especially on a first playthrough, you're like, why am I doing this again? And it literally is just to
It's to hit
deliver a
monsters.
message of
It's
like,
to hit the monsters and to deliver the message.
yes. Hey, the kingdom is under attack, like everywhere. What are you all doing about it?
This game has a quest log. This is a game that doesn't actually need a quest log. Because at any given
It really
time,
doesn't.
you have maybe 2 quests active in your quest log. And they will always be completed. Because you always just have to go talk to the next guy. And one of the things I thought was very funny is, again, kind of amusing, is you never go back to the quest giver.
Most of the time.
Most of the
There
time.
actually is one side quest where you did, and it's really like unusual.
Wait, which one? Was it the seller guy at the beginning?
Well, actually, you do talk to him again. You technically don't need to talk to him to complete that quest. You can just get 2 free health potions. But there actually is another guy in the Redwood Forest. The guy who gives you the flooded sanctuary quest, where you need to find the treasure hunters who are
that's 'cause
dead,
you come
and then
back
you
out.
actually go back to them.
Yeah, well, you also come back out of the flooded sanctuary, right?
Yes,
like,
you do.
It's not like
That
it
whole area
doesn't
is
go
weird.
anywhere. It's like it's an offshoot.
Yeah.
And I am incorrect. You know, in Eldom, you do have to come back to the person to do the.
Well, that doesn't count. That's like the multiplayer
Yeah,
only map. It's kind of structured a bit differently.
Like I think of
campaign.
in the swamp, there's a guy who's like, go cleanse the temple. There's a bunch of zombies there. You don't have
Yes.
to go tell anybody that you did it. You just do it. You move on.
And that goes to like the forward constant progress of the game, which is really
There's no
nice.
back and forth. The only
Yeah,
time you need to
that
go
was
back
something that
is
this-
if you didn't prepare well enough.
That's true, yeah. And I do appreciate that in that game. That's something that like was less so in the expansion and was pretty much like all but removed in
Yeah.
the sequel. Like, because you were constantly going back to the villages in the sequel.
Dungeon Siege 1, specifically the main campaign, and a good portion of Ukrainian Peninsula, is so much like a journey, and I cannot think of any other game that has truly captured that feeling.
And there's no teleporters or fast travel,
No.
so you truly feel like you're isolated in the wilderness.
There's no loading screens.
And you can't
at all.
restock until you get to the village. And yeah, there's no loading screen, so you feel like it's an unbroken journey.
And this was 2000, like, what, 1?
Was it 2001 or 2003?
3?
It might have been 2002, actually.
2010?
Yeah, 2002. Once you load into the game world from like a save, there's no loading screens
Yeah.
whatsoever. Transitioning from like a dungeon to like
You can play the game from, like, opening credits to ending credits, no loads.
Yeah.
It's seamless.
It
And you just
absolutely
go
seamless.
you just go.
and it truly added to the sense of the journey. Unlike any other game, even today, games struggle with that. Like, even you have like big open world games that like. Yeah, you feel like you're
Doesn't
traveling.
feel like the
but
world's big.
it's not the same. Even games that have big
You don't
worlds.
feel relieved when you get to a town in a big
Yeah.
open world game.
Honestly, the closest thing that's come out recently, I would say, is probably Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Because that game, it severely limits your ability to travel between towns, especially early on. And the first time you're going down those paths, it's genuinely fun to explore.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're journeying, and it is relieving when you get to those towns. Then the problem is they ask you to go back and forth 100 times in that game. And Dungeon Siege doesn't do that. It's just constantly going forward and finding new areas. And that's another thing, variety. That's what I also wanted to talk about. Boy, people complain about variety in games. Dungeon Siege has some of the most amazing variety because in its enemies, locations, and loot.
Oh my goodness.
The
Oh my
loot is
goodness.
amazing.
The loot-
I still found brand new weapons I've never seen before in this playthrough. And I've played the game for 20 years. How did they put so much loot in this game in 2002?
You look almost angry at the developers.
No, I'm in shock.
It's just like,
and maybe a little
screw you,
angry.
developers.
How could you do this? How could you do this to me? It's impossible to 100%. Oh man, I do genuinely love it because it's like these like higher end like rare weapons you find all have unique like inventory sprites and they're beautiful.
And maybe about 80% of them have unique models. Sometimes
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
something that looks really cool in the inventory and it's just a generic piece of equipment outside.
Yeah, maybe slightly colored differently.
But considering how many there are
Although
in the game,
the effects change a lot of the time. If
true.
they have magical effects, they can be like
true.
very pretty and very different.
considering how many there are in the game, the amount that actually have unique textures and models in like the 3D space, it's insane. It's actually insane. Like you said, we've come back numerous times and played this game, and we will get a couple new pieces of loot that we've never seen before, and be like, how many pieces of loot are in this game? Like
somebody just had a field day for like a month just making loot nonstop.
It's insane. And it's like you said,
and that's not even including the expansion stuff that they added after that. Because like when you get to the Chamber of Stars, there's so much unique loot you can get just from that one room.
The Chamber of Stars. Which we'll get to that. We should continue talking about the story here and the main campaign.
So anyway, kind of to backtrack a little bit in the story. So yeah, you're basically kind of journeying, trying to unravel the mystery of
nobody.
Why all these monsters are attacking. And yeah, you're nobody. You're just a farmer.
Your neighbor comes over and is like, the Krug are attacking. Please deal with this. And then dies right in front of you. And you're so irritated, you just go start beating up all the Krug.
You do, because he was your friend, he died, and then they start burning your farmhouse down.
You take down hundreds of beings before you reach the first
This farmer, canonically this woman farmer, just like kills thousands of beings.
Who knows magic already, by the way.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not good at it,
I think
but you do know magic.
I think theoretically anybody in Dungeon Siege can learn magic if they, apply themselves.
They never go into the lore.
It's like learning algebra. But yeah. Yeah, she's pretty kick butt.
There's
along with everyone else.
A funny thing, I completely forgot about this until we played it recently. The original campaign has all those weird camera transitions that they never do again.
Oh yeah. Those are like weirdly off-putting. I'm glad they stopped doing that.
So strange.
Because like having played the game for a while, I know how to competently control the camera. I understand why they do it initially when you're learning it. It's like to kind of help orient yourself, esploespecially because
they do it so inconsistently.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because the first time they do it, it's like, oh, check it out. You can seamlessly run into this cellar, and it like loads.
It robo-cams you. It's just like your camera's fine. It's just like, and then you're in.
Now having played it so many times, it's like weirdly off-putting. I'm like trying to look at something. And it's like, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
Stop that.
Or like the tower, like
because it takes control away from you.
That
for
weird
a moment.
tower right after you leave the crypt and you go into Stonebridge. You leave the tower and it's like, oh, here's the camera. It's looking at you leaving the tower. And it's I didn't need that. I could have just clicked outside and it would have been fine.
Yeah, and they quickly realize that you don't need that. But even like later in the game, they still do it for a couple of random entrances.
Things. But it's so inconsistent that it doesn't really make that much sense why they do it, where they do it. And they never do it again.
Yeah. It's just one of those weird quirks of it being the first of its kind. And they probably developed them early on and realized that they probably didn't need to do that, but just left them in there because we already worked on it. Why remove it?
Another thing that I noted that I really liked. It's kind of stupid, but they love to put random colored lights in the most random spots in the game.
Oh yeah.
It's like an obvious spherical point light. If you've ever used a game engine or something, you just get a sphere of light and you colorize it, and they just shove it in a corner somewhere, and it makes no sense. Like the cellar we were talking about, or West
there's like a
Cross.
random blue light there.
What?
It's like voice factor.
Oh, shut up!
It's tragic. Anyway.
Were we talking about Norik?
Yeah, Norik, yeah. He was winded and also stabbed. He had to run quite a ways. I think that first house you encounter after crossing the bridge is his house. I think.
Okay.
I can't remember if there was another body in there or not. That or he just lives with you in the barn. I'm not sure.
I don't know why I always thought he was like related to you or something. When I was young. I don't think he is now.
He calls himself Old Norik, but like...
Would you do that if you were old? Would you be like, I am old Jesse?
You can't help poor old Norik now, or whatever he said. Yeah. I think it's ambiguous enough that you could say it's like your grandfather or uncle or maybe just old friend. It doesn't really matter. It can be whoever you want him to be, because it's an RPG. But yeah. Poor dude.
So
why were we talking about him?
I don't remember. I think I was making fun of his voice acting.
Oh yeah.
Not to say it was bad. It always stuck out to me as a kid because he always had that pause. He always was like, I couldn't.
He's winded.
Welcome back.
He's out of shape. He's an old man. And he's just stabbed. It's a miracle he's there at all.
The Krug are attacking.
He was a strong old man.
And he's literally dying.
Remember that guy at the bridge who's just standing
Yeah,
there
yeah.
to tell you the bridge is out?
Damn fool Krug.
He just doesn't do anything.
He doesn't. I'm just gonna stand here.
I'm gonna just sit here.
Because we're not advanced enough to have NPCs wander yet. They do in the sequel.
So
I mean, it took them till like 2006 to get their mouths to move.
I do want to bring up the voice acting here for a moment because I actually think it's pretty good, all things
Yeah,
considered.
I think it's
There's
pretty
not
good
a lot
overall.
of it, but
It's not amazing, but it gets the job done, you know?
it's variable. I'd say it's actually a bit less consistent in Dungeon Siege 2. I think there's a lot worse voice acting in Dungeon Siege 2.
Dungeon Siege 2
while also
kinda has,
having
like,
good.
those voices that don't sound like they fit the time period,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Kind of like that kind of anime voice actor, like, okay, this is just some kid who's doing a voice acting gig. Oh, and don't even get me started on the Phantom in that game.
We'll get there one
yeah,
day.
We will.
Dungeon Siege 1, I feel like the voice acting really works for immersing you into the game. It's not a lot. So, like, you know, especially with the companions. Because the companions you only really talk to once.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of like character development or like
It's
banter
enough
with
to
them.
give you an idea of who you're traveling with, which
Yeah.
it does a good job of that. Because each time you get a new companion, they give you like 2-3 paragraphs about them or like what they're. It's not like exposition, but they tell you why you're there,
Yeah.
why they're there, you know, and then you move on. But it's like you get enough to understand who you're with, and it does immerse you a bit more into that world.
It does, more than you might expect.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you don't really talk to them a whole lot after the initial thing, but they do a good job of giving you, like, a general sense of their personality and, like, kind of who they are, just in that first condensed paragraph.
You are either a hero or the most spectacular fool I've ever had the good fortune to meet.
And you get a little bit more if you kick them out of your party and then bring them back in. They get pissed at you.
Oh, I always felt bad doing that, because I'm like, okay,
funny.
I want this new companion, but he's going to be so mad
they
at
like
me.
curse your family and your descendants. They hate it when you kick them
Oh,
out
yeah,
of the
yeah.
party.
Except for Bjorn, he's kind of nice about it. He's like, oh, well.
Oh,
But everyone else is like, screw you! You're just going to abandon me here in the wilderness?
no, when you kick Merrick out of your party, he's just like, you have damned the kingdom for eternity. This is your fault if we lose.
To be fair, he's kind of a main character, and we haven't actually like talked about him at all
No,
until
we'll
now.
get to Merrick because I have
will, we
comments
will.
about Merrick, and I think you probably know what they are.
Oh,
and
yes,
it has to do with his stats and his inability to equip things.
Oh, yes.
that are directly related to him.
We'll get to that. I have a theory about that, but yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah. You finally get to Stonebridge.
You get to Stonebridge. You get a scribe
Nork
lady.
tells you to go there. Yeah. You get your first companion, the scribe Eulora, who's just as confused as you are that the Krug are attacking, wondering how they know magic. So the mystery deepens. She wants to know what's going on. Why she's... Well, I think she was a
No,
prisoner.
she says the Krug were using her to basically like translate something, or they were trying to learn
that's right.
necromancy from her, and which is why there were skeletons in the crypt that were alive.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But
That makes so much
she
sense.
is equipped to be either a healer or a ranger. And I found something out.
Actually, I think she had one in nature magic too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, a healer or a ranger.
Oh, yeah. Melee. Yeah, she has one in melee, ranger, and nature.
I don't think she had any in melee. I might be wrong though. I don't know. I'll
pretty
check
sure.
the footage.
Anyway, her being the first companion, you can basically make her whatever you want to be, even a combat mage, because it's only one level, and the initial levels are very fast, especially if you're power leveling. So she travels with you, you go to Stonebridge, and you find it's destroyed. You meet Bjorn, captain of the guard. It's like, the overseer at Glacier needs to hear about this nonetheless.
Yeah.
I think the overseer, I don't know what his role is other than just overseer of this particular region.
Glacier
maybe?
is just a better town than Stonebridge. it's higher up in the hierarchy of the class system.
He's like the district manager.
Yeah. Stonebridge
Region.
is like the little the grunt town.
The little grunt like McDonald's, and he's stationed at the nice
He's corporate.
McDonald's.
He's corporate.
Yeah.
So Stonebridge is cool because you get the opportunity to get all these different companions there. All optional at that point. All companions are optional anyway,
Yes.
but
Also expensive.
very expensive.
There are only 7 free companions that you get kind of dotted throughout the game. All the rest...
Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
That makes sense though, because that you would have all
Yeah.
8 by then.
The free ones are more story based. Actually, I think it might be 6. I might have miscounted. I think there's 6 free companions. 7 including yourself, and the 8th additional is one of whichever paid.
Laura, Bjorn, and
Eulora, Bjorn, and more that we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the town you get Rusk, you get Naidi the archer, and the best character in the whole game, Zed the
Love that guy.
sorcerer.
The sorcerer.
Also known as Zed the Board.
Greetings. I am Zed the Sorcerer, and as of late, Zed the Board.
Because he has missed the most exciting thing that has happened in this wretched village.
I'm literally going to put this side by side with that. That impression was perfect. That was spot on.
That character is like the most
so out of place compared to everybody else in the game.
He's so like bored, and he's just a nature mage too. But it's like,
Yeah. Okay.
because you get the impression, I don't know, he's like the sorcerer that just wants to tear stuff up, but he's a nature mage.
I have so many other points, but we need to get through the story.
Yeah, I know. We could go on a tangent about this for literal hours, if not days.
Yeah, you go from you finish up at Stonebridge, and you get all the companions that you can, sell all the gear. Probably still won't be able to afford them. Cheat in a couple of gold with the cheats because
you
this
do
was
that.
made in 2002 and there were
Oh,
cheats.
the cheats are amazing.
They're
in this
great.
game.
They're lovely.
They're so much fun.
And I don't know how they let them in a game that has multiplayer and PvP. Because in single player,
You can import the characters from single player into multiplayer, fully maxed leveled and geared out.
yeah, you can literally type a cheat that maxes out the character, every single stat in every class, and then import that character into multiplayer.
It's funny, we didn't know that growing up. We
No.
spent hours leveling up our first 2 characters.
Yeah.
We got them up into like the 80s, and by then,
Oh, you can't level after that.
leveling is stupidly slow.
No,
oh my
it-
goodness.
It's exponential. I looked at the chart. It's like after 80, it takes like 1 million XP to get to 81, 2 million to get to 82, or 82 million, 84 million.
Yeah.
I
And I
don't know what
believe-
I'm saying anymore.
I believe like 150 was the max level for
Yes.
each of the 4 major classes, melee,
and the stats
ranged,
as well, I believe.
and nature and combat. Yeah, and strength, intelligence, and dexterity.
Which the stats are weird.
But apparently that's the soft cap. I found out recently that the actual hard cap is 180. The thing is, for whatever reason in the coding, like you still technically can earn like a tiny amount of XP, like so tiny that it's like physically impossible for you to ever get to those higher levels. But like theoretically it is possible. I remember somebody like told me this a while ago.
That's insane.
They could be wrong. He could have just flat out lied, but like it was so specific. I want to believe it's true.
It probably is.
But like a level 180 is technically the actual
That's so
experience
esoteric.
hard cap. Yeah. Of course, the cheats only take you up to level 150.
That's ridiculous.
And when I eventually found out that you can just instantly get that after how much we grinded in Utrain's Peninsula, it was like... It definitely was mixed feelings. It's like, I spent years trying to get to level 150,
brutal.
and now I can do it with the push
Am
of a
I
button.
correct that you can export companions as well? So you can just play one of the companions in multiplayer?
Don't...
Because I thought when you
bet
export your
I'm-
single player, you choose any of the characters that were in the party. Because you can take your main character out of the party.
That's true, yeah.
So
I don't remember.
I remember being able
But
to
I wouldn't
do
be
that.
surprised.
I'll check later and
I mean,
verify.
you can dismiss your own companions, so if you can, like, export any of them, yeah, I believe you can,
That's ridiculous.
if they're in, like, the primary position.
It's so
or you
fun.
Can, yeah. The game just lets you do fun stuff like that. It
It
just doesn't
does.
care. But yeah,
You get-
I was saying, like, in Utrain's Peninsula, we ground through that area so many times. From between, I think it was Chriswind to Quillrave, and it took so long.
There's like 1 million skeletons there. They're all popping up out of the ground.
Not to mention, enemies are very bullet spongy by that point.
Oh yeah.
And that was just veteran. We never actually got to elite, at least like in that initial playthrough. I think we did finally actually get to elite more recently.
When we did,
We installed mods to increase the XP.
that's right. So we could actually
to make it
get
more
to
reasonable.
elite, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's not really cheating. We still like worked our way there. We just made it more time friendly for adults.
Yeah, we didn't feel like playing through the campaign 12 times to,
2,000 times more like.
So you go from
Anyway.
Stonebridge. You go from Stonebridge to not Chriswind, that's the Utrain's Peninsula one. Glitter Delve.
Glitter Delve, yeah. It's hard to remember the name of that town.
Fake town.
Because, it's not really a town. It is, but there's no shop in the town, and you can't spawn there in multiplayer.
Singular merchants that sort of appear in between longer gaps where there's no towns.
Yeah, you can also loot back there, because before you get there, you go through the Western Cross Inn, you open the gate to let the guards through.
Completely optional, by the way. That cutscene doesn't need to happen. It's an actual cutscene when you open the gate and the guards run through.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
The guards don't run through. You open the gate, and like the gate just opens.
Cutscene.
No, you might be confusing that with like the dwarves.
No, not the...
Or the Glaciern cutscene when you open the gates there. That is a cutscene, but there is no cutscene when you break open the dwarven gate to go back to Stonebridge.
Mind is broken.
You open it and you just talk to the guards on the other side. That's it. You can't even talk to the other 3 guards. You can't even interact with them.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I've shattered your memory.
I had a vivid memory of a cutscene there.
I can see you having that memory, because I feel like I've had similar memories to that as well.
I can see how you would think that.
I can understand your lack of knowledge and intelligence.
Yeah, you look
here.
like the kind of person who would think that was a cutscene. It's not, but I could see that.
And I feel sorry for you.
So
but anyway, they let you go back to Stonebridge in case you miss those couple companions because you have to pay for them, but now you have more money.
Now you have more money. Probably still not enough.
Also, you fight the first true boss in the game, which is the spider.
Wezrin's Cross, yes. The silly spider.
So, an actual boss that has his own music, which we haven't even gotten to the music yet.
Actual unique attacks, and it's like it just stands there and you wail at it. And that thing destroys you.
Oh yeah, he does. If you're not equipped, especially on hard.
If you stand in front of a stupid acid attack, your characters just melt. Especially if they're like a wizard not wearing armor, they go down so fast.
The game has a bit of a difficulty spike early on. Once you leave the crypt, those hacking Krug do a lot of damage to you. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they do.
And the rock throwers.
And then if you get knocked out, because the mechanic of the game is if your health goes to 0, you get knocked out. And then
you're not technically dead yet, but you're unconscious.
If they hit you enough times while you knocked out, you die and you drop everything. Those guys
that's always fun.
Those guys kill you after like 2 or 3 hits when they knock you out.
Because sometimes they'll just keep wailing on your unconscious body. Other times they're not targeting you,
but
they'll just get hit by stray fire and die anyway.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
And when they die, if you have like item labels on it, floods your screen with 100
and then
icons.
Enormously loud scream.
The not Wilhelm scream they use.
Just all your items are there. And
they even have a female version. Both are like horrifying.
Oh, it's awful. And most of the time, the people who die are your healers, who have the resurrect spell.
Oh yeah.
And you're just sitting there like,
if you don't have resurrect scrolls, you got to run back to town.
You got to or just leave them there. Because you can't do anything.
But they will always be there. The game is persistent. You can literally go to the end of the game and then come all the way back at any point in the game, and the body will still be there.
If you left your character there, and you ditched him for a different, you can come back and he's still there.
Yeah, and then you can recruit him and have him fight the final boss at level 1 if you want.
Just instantly dies. So you go to the Glitter Delve. You get through that. Dwarven man wants to go find his brother or whatever.
Yeah, so he joins you. He's the next free companion you get. So Bjorn,
one of the better melee companions that you get early on.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
I have a note on here, and I laughed about this earlier. My note literally just says, class disparity.
Oh yeah.
So.
The Rangers kind of suck early on, but they get really good once you get the Punisher crossbows.
Weirdly enough, I actually disagree. I think the Rangers are the best early on, because the melee people, they just stand there and miss 50% of their attacks.
That's a good point.
They're just swinging and missing.
That's weirdly similar to Morrowind.
The Rangers are the only ones who consistently hit their attacks, and it does the same damage every time.
Yeah. I guess their idea is the difference is that you can miss if they move out of the way, but if you hit, it's guaranteed damage. With melee, you can swing through them like Morrowind style. You'll just miss half the time, even if you're physically connecting.
Like, they do the most damage.
No,
they have to actually
absolutely.
hit. But the reason I wrote down class disparity wasn't just to have like a little subliminal messaging.
Subliminal message.
About class disparity.
We're getting political now. I see.
Different classes level at different rates, and this becomes apparent the further through the game that you get on single player. Do you want to know how high my healer was? So I made Eulora a healer at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
Do you want to know how high she was by like near the end of the game? She was like level 12.
I was literally thinking, yeah, nature mages kind of suck when it comes to leveling.
Level up, meaning you can't get access to the better healing spells. Meaning your only option is to just replace them, and I think they knew this. You know why? Because half of the companions are nature mages. Almost.
Is it half of them?
It's a lot.
Because I know Merrick is.
Every companion that I got was either melee or nature mage. It took until near the end of the game for me to find my first combat mage.
Isn't the guy in the swamp a combat mage?
Yeah. Which guy?
The guy who's randomly in one of the shacks. The guy with
Yes.
the Australian accent for some
like
reason.
halfway through the game, you find a combat mage. It takes so long, and the next one I think is like.
Well, you find a combat mage in Glacier too.
That's right. Except he sucks. I tried to use him.
I mean, I had him for much of my game. He's not that bad.
Okay.
Depends on the spells you equip, because half the spells are killer and half the spells suck.
Literally
But
useless.
they're really cool to have, and that's the thing about Dungeon Siege's magic. There's so many spells in the game. It's kind of like D&D, where they just give you a bunch of fun, wacky stuff to play around with, even though half of them are practically useless
they're
in general gameplay.
There's some that are literally useless. Corpse burn. There's a spell that all it does is it burns the corpse away. You get nothing for doing it.
Absolutely nothing, and the corpse will despawn anyway when you get far away enough from it.
Wait, does it? Hold on. I've never actually bothered to check. By any chance?
They do.
No. By any chance, does it damage enemies if you burn the corpse next to them?
I don't actually know.
I've never bothered to check because it's always been such a useless spell. And by the time, because it's like one of the earliest spells you get, you're not going to be thinking about burning the corpses to attack the enemies in a game that clunky. It's not like Diablo with Corpse Explosion, where it's fairly obvious what it's going to do.
Yeah.
It's
it just slowly burns them.
It's a slow spell.
It's a funeral pyre. That's all it is for your enemies.
And I swear there are spells close to the end of nature magic that are just straight up non-functional. They don't actually work.
Which ones?
Like the sun ray, where you hold the staff up into the air and there's a ray of sun. It does no damage.
It's really slow too.
And you have to maintain it, so you have to stand in place, so if you move it breaks the spell. But I
maybe
swear
it's
it doesn't even
exponential.
do any damage.
Because the fact of the matter is, you're not intended to use those high-level spells in the first campaign. It is expected that you export your character to multiplayer and keep leveling them up to use them there.
But they suck in multiplayer.
They do, yeah. You know what's really weird? For Combat Mage, one of the most powerful spells is not magic at all. It's just a bomb.
Yeah,
it's just an
bomb in
explosive
there.
grenade.
It's like a classic little black bomb with a fuse on it.
Yeah, like a cartoon bomb. Straight out of Acme.
And it's it remains one of those powerful spells for the next 50 levels.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about when it comes to spell,
because
they don't
spells
make
level
any
up.
sense.
Spells level up with your character. Unlike most other weapons, like swords and bows, don't do that. You have to keep upgrading them.
Spells level up with your combat magic level, your nature magic level. But here's the problem: most of the time, when you get a new spell, your current spell is more powerful than the new spell.
Yeah, so you're less inclined to use it.
There's no reason to use it.
Objectively.
It sucks, and because of the way XP
I was
works
stuck
in the
with
game,
Zap for half of my time with Zed before I dismissed him.
I love nature magic because
they're mainly for healers. They're the healers throughout.
Yeah, even though arguably the combat magic heals are better.
Yeah, but you don't
them.
get them immediately. Yeah.
But
Nature Mage sucks overall.
They suck.
All of their spells compared to combat magic, you might have access to more useful spells more immediately, but they're objectively worse. Even you get Sharg's Revive under combat magic, which I think is a better revive that heals people, higher when you revive people.
Combat magic literally gets a spell that
you do have Healing Wind.
Healing Wind is amazing, but you get Reconstitution as a combat mage.
Oh, that's right.
And it's just better Healing Wind. So at the end of the
Nature
day,
Mage got so screwed
at the
over.
end of the day, the combat mages are objectively better than the nature mages.
They got even more screwed over in Dungeon Siege 2 because they lost their lightning.
Yeah.
They gave lightning to combat magic in Dungeon Siege 2. Which does make sense. It's like lightning, I mean, I don't know. Like, where's the line? Like, lightning and fire, they're kind of part of nature. It's weird. It depends on how you use
Combat
them.
mages literally get a spell called Zorkon's Disintegrator. Do you know what it does? It insta-kills the enemy you target.
Oh, I thought just Zorkon? All enemies, not just Zorkon.
No, it doesn't disintegrate Zorkon. I don't even think he's in the game.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
He could be.
It's like D&D where you get spells just named after random wizards
when you're
you've
a
never
wizard
heard
and
of.
you make a spell, you name it after yourself.
Oh,
It's just-
absolutely.
it's normal.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
Jonathan's bubble blast. I don't know.
Zorkon's Disintegrator is so broken. And you don't want to use these spells, by the way. Like the really good spells that kill enemies quick. You don't want to use them. You know why? Because you don't level up. You get XP based on how many times your spell hits the enemy.
That's right.
So if you're insta-killing all of them, you don't level up. So nature magic gets stuck with Ice Fury.
Plus, it takes a lot of mana, too.
From level I think 35 to level 100, you get stuck with Ice Fury, which is a spell where you launch like 5 ice shards in a cone.
Yeah, that comes with Merrick. That's his main spell when you get him, and you're stuck with that.
It does like the most damage, and it gives you so much XP. You have no reason to use any other nature
Because it's an
magic
AoE.
spell.
It's like a shotgun blast.
It's insane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I used that until I got, I think, lightning or lightning blast.
Those
are okay, but
That all
like-
being said, we're being very harsh on the magic, but that's because we know the magic system very well.
Yeah, because we played the game literally
When
hundreds
you
of
are
times.
first playing through the game, and this is amazing, and it's why I think the magic in Dungeon Siege 1 is so more interesting than Dungeon Siege 2, or even a lot of its contemporary games in the same genre, is because there are so many spells. You
Yes.
don't know which ones are good.
And they look good. They're actually
Yes.
pretty to look at. Something about the simplicity of the particle effects of the time allowed them to just
Love
kind of go
early 2000s
nuts.
particle effects. It's
Yeah,
just
you can just layer all the different buffs you get,
much stuff.
and that
Oh,
is the
the
Nature
buffs.
Mage has the buffs.
The buffs.
That's
I
where it's
forgot
at for
about
Nature
the
Bud.
buffs.
Yeah,
'Cause Dungeon-
also the summons. But let's talk about the buffs first.
The buffs, I love early 2000s games and late 90s games because you just stack buffs. Like you have a spell book full of buffs. And you're just like, I'm gonna hit this one, I'm gonna hit this one, I'm gonna hit this one, and you are a particle effect.
yeah.
By the
Not
end
just
of it-
you, your entire party.
Your entire party.
All 8
It's a
people.
particle effect. It's amazing. And half of the buffs don't even do much. You just want them on you so you can have more buffs.
Only downside is you have to cast them like 8 times for them to stick
Every
around.
time you cast it, it gives you a certain amount of time that the buff lasts.
Yeah, and you can stack that
You
time.
keep doing it to get minutes of it. Some of them give you like 15 seconds, so you gotta just...
Yeah, per cast.
What were we talking about? Buffs.
Dungeon Siege. Buffs. Yes, the
Yeah.
buffs are great. You are all particle effects.
Yeah, it's lovely. I love the buffs.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Some
And
of
they
them
take a while to cast.
They take forever to cast.
And there was
And
another
then you
mod
die
that-
and you lose all the buffs. And then you're like, oh, I gotta cast them again.
Yeah, it's just definitely a couple minutes you got to stand around, and that's without mods.
Yeah. There are... yeah.
Summons.
Summons.
Now with summons, your party goes from 8 to 16. It's
true.
Because everybody can summon a monster, and there's tons of different creatures
Well,
you can summon.
you would need them all to be mages because
That's true.
they do
Yeah,
require a certain level.
But the potential is there, and you could get everyone up to like level 3, and you'd have access to some like okay monsters
Yeah.
to summon. Like at the very least as fodder, but still, just the idea that you can have
You
16
just have a crowd.
party
It's
members.
great.
The game really does border on RTS at times, which makes sense because the previous game they worked on was Total Annihilation.
Chris Taylor
and
was the
RTS.
director of Total Annihilation and then
So-
went on to do Supreme Command. He loved lots of units.
He does, yeah.
But
I wish they would bring that back because even in Dungeon Siege 2, the max you could have was 6, and you had to play through the campaign 3 times
you
to
had
get
to
access
unlock
to
that for some reason. I'm not
Which was
really sure why.
So
he did that.
silly. And it's so deeply hard-coded into the game, people cannot mod it to have 6 companions like immediately. It's so weird. Anyway. But that's a tangent.
So
Now, also, you can like transform into any creature in the game.
So many spells. Most of the transformations
course.
kind of suck from what I remember. Like you lose them so quickly because you just get wailed on because you're so huge.
They were also added in Legends of Orana,
Yeah.
along with the orbs and the glyphs.
And the glyph spells, yeah. Which the glyphs are broken, by the way. Like when you use them early on.
They're like mines, basically.
Yeah, they're mines.
very powerful.
They blow up and they kill everything. So yeah, so you, back to the campaign.
To the plot.
We have a lot.
the adventure.
We have a lot to get through.
So after coming back from Stonebridge, if you had anything to talk about there, or get people, you finally go through the mines. There's another optional shop there, nothing super special. So you go through the mines, do all that, you find Torg, he tells you to keep on keeping on or something.
He just doesn't move on. He's like, I'm gonna stay back with the mine that you just did all the work to clear out.
Everybody you talk with, they just stay in the wilderness forever.
Yeah, they don't need to move.
Yeah, they don't need to.
I mean, granted, the journey that you go on is relatively a very short amount of time.
Yeah, it's very linear.
You're out there like a week.
You just imagine they're doing their own thing. Well, you've already moved on. No need to animate.
Yeah,
You've
it's
already
fine.
moved on. It's
fine.
It's fine. But it is funny if you come back
Game
hours later
2002.
and they're still there.
Yeah, it's a little weird, especially the ones who are like in like the middle of a battlefield. It's a little weird. But
Yeah. Which ones?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some. But yeah, you go up out of the mine shaft and you emerge into a snowy wonderland.
It's lovely.
And the idea of using the caves to transition from one environment
it's
to the
brilliant.
next
It's
is
brilliant.
very clever
And
adds to the feeling, along with the lack of loading screens, that you're truly traveling a long distance.
I love the elevators. I need
Yeah.
to talk about this. When
And
I
that's
think
another
when I
thing.
think video game elevators, I think Dungeon Siege.
Yeah, Dungeon Siege is a very mechanical medieval world if you really
Great.
think about it.
Lots of gears.
Especially when you get to the goblins, but even like barring them, there's just so many elevators.
a lot of elevators. This game did elevators long before Dark Souls did elevators.
That is very
A
true.
lot of elevators,
Very, very
and
true.
it just takes you from point A to B. There's the awful ones in the mines that are automatic and
Oh,
leave
yeah.
half your party behind because they don't all get on the elevator.
Yeah, no, for that, I pause the game
Gotta pause it.
and I just individually, I turn off like the auto follow command so that,
awful.
and I just tell them all individually to go onto the elevator.
It's the only way. Otherwise, they get left behind, and half of your party gets sent into a battle.
That's the only dungeon where it's automatic too.
It's horrible, but it's really funny.
It is really funny. Also, the explosive barrels, they kind of suck in the single player campaign, but they will party wipe you in multiplayer for some reason, and you trade in Peninsula.
Why?
I don't know. The power levels are so different.
What? I don't even know
remember
how
this.
that. How did they get that to even happen?
They just wildly changed them. I guess because it's multiplayer, they need them to be stronger. And I mean, like, you can think you're in a safe zone away from the barrels, and they will insta-kill you still in the Utrain's Peninsula. But not in the campaign. You can stand right next to them, and they'll obliterate everything around you. It's really funny.
But no, I genuinely love the biomes in this game and the atmosphere that's built up because not only is the music great and it's very ambient and it really immerses you into each environment. It feels
Yeah.
perfect for that environment that it's put in.
Oh, the music is masterful. in
I
this
love
game.
the music in this.
Jeremy Soule at his best, in my opinion. Like
He-
one of his most underrated soundtracks.
It's just subtle, it's calm, it's ominous.
Yeah.
It's peaceful, it's relieving when you enter a town. It's perfect in every situation. When it gets actiony, like big and epic, you know it's a big epic moment because it saves it for that moment. You know.
The music is very environmental in this game for the most part, and it's composed in such a way, like you said, it feels perfect for the environment. You get very familiar with it, and like it's the type of soundtrack where you can look at an area and you'll remember the soundtrack,
Yeah.
especially if you played through it many, many times as we have, and vice versa. You can hear the music, you can picture the area that it's from.
You know where it's from. It's perfect. It's perfect for what it is, and I love the soundtrack of the game. And the main theme is it's iconic.
It truly is.
And it uses that motif well throughout the game.
It
In
does,
so many
actually.
different areas. I forget. I think it was like the Redwood Forest or the swamp. I was walking through it, and I was like, I heard that main theme in there. That main motif. It's just
Yeah.
subtly layered in there. It's great.
It really is.
And
great.
then it pulls it
It's-
all back at the very end with the final boss track.
Final boss track.
It's so good.
one of the best final boss tracks in any game. Yes, even the Legend of Zelda series, as great as they are, this
so
is
good.
up there with them, in my
It's
opinion.
so
because
good.
you finally get to this final boss. Most of the music in the game is very chill, but this feels so epic.
Oh, it's awesome.
And then that main theme kicks in during
you're
the final
just like, I
crescendo.
am the hero.
Like, just stop, play that right now.
There you go. Just gently leave it there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
The music was
Fine.
so epic.
It was so powerful.
It exploded the CD. It couldn't contain it. But yeah.
But no, like, you know, the snow area. When you leave Glitterdelve, you get the glacier area. The music when you're walking through the snow.
Oh yeah, it's so peaceful.
It's peaceful, but it's also like
And,
a little dangerous. You're still out in the
little bit.
dangerous area.
yeah, because it's like do do do. There's like still monsters you got to be careful of.
Yeah.
And another thing about the music, I notice in a lot of like games where you're traveling, music will transition from peaceful to combat music.
No, it just
and then
stays what
back
it is.
again. Yeah, it stays what it is. It only goes into the boss music or like combat music when it is truly like a pinnacle fight in the game.
Yeah.
Like the first time is the spider boss when you truly hear like a
Yep.
actual combat music.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also several jingles or like jingles or like moments where the music will kind of have like a dramatic flair
Mm-hmm.
at various points. Like when you're going down the elevator in Wezrin Cross, it kind of has a unique like descending theme that's
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
very memorable.
The music is just as much part of the journey as anything else. Because
Yeah.
the game knows what it is. It's a road trip game. You're
Mm-hmm.
going from place to place doing things, and the music literally feels like it's carrying you along with it.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't feel like it needs to be super actiony. It doesn't need to be intense because it's as much of a companion as any of your party members.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
It's so great, and
really
I love
is.
it so much. Almost every piece of music in the game is just memorable in some way.
It's timeless. I was thinking on the way over here, I think the Goblin dungeon is the least memorable music.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I was listening to it and I'm like, what is this from? Oh, this must be from the Goblin Dungeon. Weirdly, that place has the least memorable music for some reason. I don't know why.
And I love the
And I've never even thought of that until just now.
I used to love the Goblin Dungeon.
The Goblin Dungeon itself is really, really
Yeah.
cool and unique. We'll get to that, don't worry.
It's a little long.
a little long.
It's a little bit long.
Its boss kind of kicked our butts the first time we ever fought him. You remember
That's
that?
right.
Yeah.
That's like the first like real boss of the game, if
Yeah.
you ask me. It's
Barring
like
the spider.
The spider one is a boss, but it's sort of just like you fight it.
It's more of a set piece than a boss. This one walks around.
Oh yeah, no, this one actually has mechanics. If I remember, you have to go hit the
you have to, like,
coils.
the Tesla coils. You actually destroy parts of its body, like Monster Hunter.
That's
It actually like follows your character, like its torso, like is disconnected from its legs. I noticed it'll actually like track your character, which I never really noticed.
that whole section.
Until the
of the
last
game. We'll get there.
playthrough.
We gotta keep on focus.
We do. Yeah.
We keep sidetracking.
Still a lot to get
You get to
through.
Glacier. You talk to the Overseer.
Finally.
Get some more companions. He tells you Merrick's missing. Go find Merrick. We need that guy.
Yeah.
He's like
he says he's like the head mage or something.
yeah, he's like
Or
the head
Grand
mage of the 10th Legion.
Yes. So
He's
he's
the-
this super important mage. You need to go find him. He also tells you need to get the word out to Fortress Croth, which is like this big like Legionnaire base
You don't
near the
see
castle.
Fortress Croth for like 8 hours.
Oh yeah. After the Overseer, aside from like finding Merrick, the next major story beat, Fortress Croth, is like 4 or 5 dungeons away, like 8 hours.
It's
like
a
you said.
long time until you get there.
So there's
it feels
very-
big when you get there.
It does, yeah. and there's a lot that happens there, kind of, but
Kind of.
it's a long journey.
Yeah.
And a lot of kind of like smaller things happen in between that, and
Yeah,
they do
it's like
kind
the
of
road
tie
trip
into the
thing.
story.
Yeah, it's like the road trip thing. It's like you got your main things that you're there to hit, but it's all these little things that make it interesting.
So you leave, you go through, the music's great here, you get like a nice little piano piece as you're traveling, and this is like a moment where there's no enemies. You're kind of just traveling down the path for a little bit,
Yeah, I remember
past
that.
the city.
I remember
Like
that.
it's very brief, but it's just, they let you get a little bit of distance before all of the enemies charge you again.
Well, then you.
And the thing is, the guards in that town comment how weird it is that all the wolves are attacking so aggressively. It just shows that all the wildlife and all the monsters are not normally this aggressive. It's because of this ancient evil that's being unleashed that the characters don't even know about at this point. It's kind of like the mystery of the game and why this is all happening.
Is it's like the sunken ruins or something, like right after Glacier? And for some reason I remember there
the
being
sunken ruins?
Like there was like a optional cave, not cave, but like ruin you could go in. Phone, shut up. Dungeon I thought you could go into like right at the exit of that. Maybe I'm completely thinking of something else. But I remember
It might
that.
be. I think you're thinking of the Ukraine Peninsula. That said, though, there's a little offshoot on the way to the ice caves that I don't know if I've ever seen before. There's a tiny little, like, mined-out cave that you can explore. I was like, I don't think I've ever been here before. And that's another thing about the world. It is deceptively large and filled with secrets.
So many little secrets, man. And
Even in the original campaign, and that's not even including Ukraine
and those
Peninsula.
secrets have like unique loot some of the time. Like the bear cave at the beginning.
Yeah, you get like a special...
You get
unique
special
outfit.
armor that you never get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you'll never get it again.
And that moment teaches you that exploring is worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because you can find unique and very helpful loot like that. Because that bear is kind of difficult, but you are well rewarded for it.
It's great.
But yeah, there's just so many little paths that even years later, I'll still find new stuff I've never seen before in the game. And I'm like, to be fair, I've never gone out of my way to like look up a 100% guide or anything
why
like
would
that,
you?
but I don't really want to.
Yeah, it defeats
It's
the
a
purpose.
comfort game.
It defeats the purpose of being able to come back to it. You know? It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
well, I know everything about it when the game has this much stuff. Also, there's very few resources on this game online.
That's
which is
true.
Kind of funny.
It's a very niche game. Like, even today, it kind of has like a cult following, I think. Like, it does have a Discord channel, but it's not like super big.
No.
Compared to others, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely, the people who do love it really love it.
Oh yeah. It's a classic.
It really is. And I think even in its time, a lot of people really did love it. It just kind of fell out of style or out of popularity because, we'll just say Square Enix killed it.
Yeah. No, they murdered
They
it.
stabbed it repeatedly and danced on its corpse.
It's tragic. So, but after that, you get to the ice cave with enormous door. Big door opens up. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then you fight the ice enemies. Now I wanted to bring this up. Certain enemies will drop unique loot based on the specific enemy. So like
Yeah.
the ice guys drop
Which is
their
really
ice swords
cool.
and ice.
Yeah.
It is very cool.
And again, adds to the variety of it.
Oh, it's great. But I also noticed this. Most of the time, those unique drops cost about 10 times more than the rest do. Meaning, when you sell them. Meaning, like, this magical piece of, like, loot that you picked up that has all these cool stats, it's worthless compared to this ice bow with no magic. And you just pick up all of them.
That's funny. I don't know if I've ever
Same
noticed
thing
that.
with the goblin weapons. And, like, the trolls when you get into the dark forest.
Good way to grind for loot and money.
The trolls, when you enter the dark forest, they're clubs. They're basic, stupid, like, clubs with nails on it.
Because here's the thing.
Are like 10 times more expensive than any of your other loot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed that. But that makes sense because you're not really going to use those weapons because
No.
they don't have any stats.
No,
and like
they're useless.
they're probably even their blunt damage is not going to do
Except for the goblin weapons.
base damage.
But you'll never get to use those because the stats don't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, the goblin weapons are their own like deal.
They built in an ammo system into the game for those specific weapons.
Yeah, they're literally guns. We'll get to them
You
eventually,
get
but I
a
guess we can talk
minigun
about
in a
it now.
fantasy medieval RPG.
Freaking like Tesla laser coils.
Yeah, flamethrower.
Cannons.
Grenade launcher.
They throw tanks at you in a dungeon.
It's
manned by little goblins, I imagine.
glorious, and they built in an ammo system for those specific ranged weapons that you can run out of ammo. You have to sit there and wait for your character to wait for the ammo to reload. And you're just like, what even is this? and you'll never use them because when you get them, it requires combinations of stats you will not have. It's like, oh yeah. Let me use this gun that requires dexterity and intelligence because I've obviously been leveling both of them this entire time.
There's some psycho that makes a build like that. I'm absolutely certain, and it breaks the game.
2, it makes sense because there's multi-classing in that game.
There is,
Dungeon
yeah.
Siege 1, you can do whatever you want, but there's no incentive to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can technically level up everything even outside of using a cheat. But yeah, you can like make any character you want, which is great. It's like very freeing. But it is not practical to do that in a basic run of the game.
No.
Like they say in the second game, you need to pick one class and stick with it or you'll become a weak jack of all trades, which is very true.
Even when you do multi-class in that game, you're still weaker than everybody else.
You are, because you're splitting the difference. The experience that you should have, like for one class, you're dividing between 2.
Yeah.
The whole idea of the game is that you have 8 companions, so they can all specialize in a specific class.
But you know, I did 2 per class. Since I have 8, I got 2 combat, 2 nature, 2 range, 2 melee.
Yeah, I think I had 4 melee and 2 of everything else.
If you have 4 melee,
2
you'll be
range.
fine.
Yeah. The tanks are very good at absorbing damage and
very good at dealing damage.
Yeah. Especially later on, the missing your enemies becomes a lot less prevalent as you level up.
That's the only thing leveling up melee does. Is you miss your enemies less.
Yeah, because when your weapon does connect, they do a lot of damage. And you attack pretty fast in that game.
Very fast.
Because yeah, initially, like, when you're playing one character, the combat doesn't seem, like, super impressive by itself initially. Like, arguably, especially if you're just doing, like,
it's not meant for
basic
that.
melee. Yeah, it's meant for 8 people, or, like, a big party of people. Again, it's kind of like a RTS.
It's a dungeon crawler where you have a lot of people to manage, a lot of people to heal, lots of different spells to do crowd control. You're not meant to just be one character, otherwise it gets boring pretty
It absolutely
quickly.
does. It's not like in Dungeon Siege 2, you have like different like special abilities you can use.
It's a lot
at
more
any
active
time.
of a game.
Yeah, it's closer to an action game than like it is still like a hack and slash overall. But
Dungeon Siege 1 is you're very passive in the way that you play it. When you're in single player, most of the time what you are doing is you are either moving people out of the way of attacks, like spells and arrows and stuff like that, so they don't die, or you are using your healers to heal. That is 90% of what you are doing, in terms of playing the game.
In terms of like the combat experience, like your people will go in because I always say everybody to move freely and attack freely.
Yeah, engage. You know,
so that they all just go in.
Attack closest.
I can't really think of any legitimate reason to not have it set that way. And I've beaten the game on hard legitimately without like using cheats. So like, and I've had it set that way, and it works perfectly fine. For the most part.
There's a couple times you actually need to strategize.
Yeah, and retreat.
Mostly boss fights.
Mostly boss fights, or if you have like 100 sec archers pelting you. Because the archers, some of the archer groups are stupidly overpowered in that game.
The bandits.
Oh, the bandits.
The only human enemies in the game. They decided we are going to make these the hardest enemies in the game.
Why are bandits always such a difficulty spike in RPGs?
They
like Neverwinter Nights, they did that.
Obliterate you. I went in there and I told you my healer was like not leveling up at all. I still had Zed and Eulora. They were like level 12 and everyone else was like 30. They died in like 2 arrows, and I'm talking died. I didn't have revive scrolls.
So much damage, it just skips the unconscious phase entirely.
No,
instant death.
They die. And I have no revives.
That's fun.
So I had to reload my save numerous times because I couldn't revive them. And I couldn't survive there with no healers.
Yeah, it's really stupid. In one of my runs a while back on hard mode, like, there's this one area, there's a group of archers lined up. They almost wipe out my entire party, like, one by one, as we're retreating.
Execution.
Yeah, basically.
Firing squad.
Because they're cutting us down so quickly. I managed to keep one alive and get far enough away where they disengage. And I slowly start resurrecting them all one by one until everybody's back up. And we survived that encounter without reloading or losing. Barely! but we do it.
It's so funny. When you have only like 2 healers or 1 healer, and you are struggling to keep people alive, it's very fun and engaging, but it is a struggle. You are just like, just get back up, get back up. You have a person who's like, he's dead, he's back up, and like, he's dead again. You're like, no, you're not dying today. He gets back up. He literally stands up, can't get an attack, goes right back down.
Or can't even drink a health potion. You have to wait for the animation to finish before you can drink.
Stand up, and he's like, oh.
Just stay down, play dead, drink a health potion while you're on the ground if you have to.
Stop attacking you. It's like your healer gets killed, you're like, pause the game, switch to the revive spell, get back up, healer dies immediately, and you're like, I can't keep them all alive.
You meet Merrick. Yeah, he's in the crystal. He was captured. I don't remember exactly what he said. I believe he mentions the goblins.
Yeah, they want his warding staff.
They want his warding staff. I think the Ancient Evil, wanted...
The warding staff was the thing keeping them locked up, right?
Yeah, the warding staff, maybe the goblins are the ones that set it all off.
It was, the wards were already weakening because they had been imprisoned for so long that the wards, they broke out. And then the goblins took advantage of Merrick freaking out about this and trapped him and took the staff. That's what I thought happened.
They're also kind of a neutral party in all of this.
I do like that.
Once
I
you
like
get
that the goblins
staff
are just
back,
their
they're just
own
like-
thing. They're
wanna
there to
watch
cause trouble.
Yeah. Some
That's
people
it.
just like to watch the world burn.
So once you rescue Merrick, you go into this kind of like, I really like this spot. You go to Jiraiya's cabin.
Oh yeah, this is probably the second most memorable character in the game. next to Zed.
He's just a merchant that yells at you.
He's so pissed off.
He's so aggro
exist.
for no reason.
I mean,
he's literally that guy though.
I think we should just play his line.
Who are you then? Another of that short goblin cuss's errand runners? You tell that little green snotball I don't have any high and mighty magic staff, and I never did. I don't traffic in exotics, and even if I did have one, I'm not gonna go trudging through the eastern swamp looking to sell it to some damn foreigner.
Listen to his line. It's not like fake video game yelling. This man is actually yelling into the microphone.
Now, if there's anything else I can get you today, maybe I'll consider not tossing your ugly butt out into the snow.
I think both the character does not want to be in that frozen cabin in the
he
wilderness.
hates his life.
And the voice actor doesn't want to be in the booth.
Exactly. No, you're right. Took the words right out of my mouth.
He's like, those dang goblins doing their stupid thing.
If you want to buy something, I'll consider not tossing your ugly butt out into the snow.
That's what I was talking about, the voice acting. It's just little snippets here and there that give you an insight into this world. And there's a lot of little character that it just they didn't need to do it, but it just adds so much to the world.
Yeah, it really does. There's a surprising amount of character, both in even just the few NPCs you meet along the way, and even the visual storytelling, as I said earlier, how stuff is already burned down when you get there, not just in Stonebridge, but later in Fortress Croft as well, and you get the sense that there was a fierce battle here. They're barely holding out. Even how the Droog bow to you when you get to their village.
Yeah, when you get back to all the way back to Stonebridge, you get there and Gjorn is like, oh, they killed my old catapult. It had some name or something. It's just there. It's broken. It's split in two.
Yeah.
And it's the only model.
Gravemaker.
Yeah. And he's so sad about his catapult that it was the famous Stonebridge catapult that finally got destroyed.
The iconic Stonebridge
catapult.
But yeah.
But it's I think it's the only time that model's used in the game.
Yeah, just for that one
Just
little
for that
thing.
one thing. And I wonder if
Hasn't thrown a stone since he was a pup.
I wonder if they made that because the line was there, or they made the line because the catapult was there.
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
It was planned from the beginning.
They
Upon
knew.
conception.
They knew it. They knew it.
They had a deep backstory for this character.
The character of the catapult.
Yes. Not Gjorn.
Not Gjorn.
The catapult.
No, they don't care about Gjorn. They care about the catapult. It had a name.
The live action. Oh my goodness, I forgot the movie exists.
We're not talking. Was it actually Jason Statham in that movie?
Wait, was it?
Was it?
Was it?
Was it?
I don't remember.
Jason Statham?
Or a look. I gotta look this up. I actually have to genuinely look this up.
There's a Dungeon Siege movie.
Yeah, it's called
There's two of
two.
them, made by
Yui Bowl?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called
Hold on.
In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale.
I don't know.
amazing.
Watching it now.
Oh yeah, we have to.
I think Nathaniel has watched it.
Why?
Because he's Nathaniel.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder if it's worse than the Monster Hunter movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't
At
know if
least
that's possible.
it doesn't have modern military soldiers in it. To credit where credit's
What
due.
were we looking up?
I wanted to see if Jason Statham was in the Dungeon
check that
Siege movie. Yep, Jason Statham.
What? We're watching.
Wait. His name is Farmer.
Yes! You go through Jiraiya's cabin, you go through a cool crystal cave with big crystal things that walk around.
Yeah.
The enemies themselves are crystals that blend in with the actual crystals in the cave, so you don't know
Yeah.
where they are
Yeah.
until they start moving, and you're just like, oh!
And eventually you come into this massive cavern that's just suspended on a tiny little bridge.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the game does a great sense of scale. Even though like its draw distance is relatively low, like it works in its favor because you get the sense it's very foggy and you're just in this massive cave where you can't see the bottom.
And there's like
of
an
it.
optional ruin in there you can go into as well, I forget about.
Yes, and
I
that-
skipped it last time I played the game.
Same, yeah. Time crunch. But that cave has one of the major Easter eggs that actually ties in. Yeah, it ties into the massive Easter egg that's in Ukraine Peninsula. And you need one of the items in there in order to access
They wanted
that
to
Easter
outdo
egg.
Diablo, because Diablo's got the famous cow level. This game has the chicken level.
Yeah.
And in the chicken level, you need to have basically gotten a character through most of the campaign,
Both campaigns.
and then go into the multiplayer campaign and do basically all of that.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
need, I think, the book in the dungeon at the very end of that.
Yeah, which you can only access by beating the main story, essentially.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, you get through the
the Crystal Cave
okay.
to get to the Dark Forest.
And this is one of my favorite places in the whole game.
Yeah.
It's not long. You don't stay there very long.
Although there's actually several optional offshoots there. There's like a big one that leads to a tower that's really easy to miss.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever been there?
I probably have. I just don't
Yeah.
remember it.
There's a tower. There's some
I was a
streams on
wee
the
lad.
sides of it.
I was a wee lad when we went through that area at the very least.
Yeah. Were you? I feel like we discovered that area more recently.
Did we?
Yeah. I know, because I was like shocked when I first
keep
found
breaking my brain today.
it. Well, we played through the game like only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but I don't.
Not even.
Did we
like
go
a year
to
ago.
it in that?
We might have.
I don't remember. I thought we only hit the bandit cave.
We might have skipped at that particular run. I can't remember, but
Um,
either way, yeah.
The bandit cave sucks.
Before the bandits, there's the traveler camp.
traveler camp,
the out of state, the no man's people,
Yeah, the nomads.
the nomads.
They're fun.
They're Russian,
They're very Russian.
hyper
They're
Russian,
extremely Russian.
borderline racistly Russian.
They're very Russian.
And we love it. Also, another thing I want to touch on really quick. You get to a point where like they give you too many companions, and
Yeah.
by the time you get to some of the later companions in the game, they're either way too expensive or your party is like there's no reason to change
You're a
them
higher
out.
level.
Yeah, you're a higher level. So it's like, okay, it's why are you giving me these companions so late in the game?
I feel like they did it because if your build kind of sucks, like you're like, oh, I need one more melee guy or one more range guy. You're
Perhaps.
like, you've been struggling through the game because you decided that all nature mages was a good idea.
Maybe. Or maybe you didn't go back to Stonebridge, or you skipped some other optional companions.
Because here's the
and
thing,
you still need
if you
some
don't have
more to fill
enough
them out.
companions, you're gonna have more gold because you're not buying things for all your companions.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, also, pack mules are a thing in the game.
Pack mules are a thing. They're very useful. They're not good for combat,
Oh yeah, they suck at combat.
but they're very useful. It's really sad when they die because their inventory is like 4 or 5 times larger than yours.
Yeah.
So your screen fills up 4 or 5 times more than it does when a normal person dies.
Yeah, I assume you can resurrect them. I don't use them a whole lot. I used them for the first chapter or two, and then I got rid of them once I got full of companions.
Also,
But
it's like
they're
you have
great
so
for
many
loot. You get
companions.
tons of loot.
You barely run out of inventory space anyway. It's really if you just want to min-max that like gold, but
Yeah,
gold becomes kind of useless by the end of the game because you get to 99999, and there's a weird thing in the game where once you're like closer to max level, the items become priceless.
Yes.
Like it says that on the item cost, it says priceless. Meaning, the reason it does that is because in the game's code, if an item is valued at higher than the gold cap, it just changes it to priceless. It actually has a real value. You just don't get to know what it is because you wouldn't be able to buy it anyway because you're at the gold cap.
Yeah, like
It's stupid.
the item level is higher than your possible gold cap, and you cannot buy it even though it's in the shop.
In the shop.
Taunting you with amazing stats.
It's stupid.
Why they did that is beyond me.
It's stupid.
The loot is very dynamic in this game, to go back to the loot. Like, beyond just the fact that there's so much of it, like, because I believe it randomly generates a lot of stats.
It does.
For a lot of it.
It's not as interesting as, like, say, Diablo, because most of the time it boils down to, like, a small percent increase or decrease of, like, how much damage you take. It's actually rare when you find those. Most of the time it's, here's the thing that gives you 50 more health, or 50 more mana, or 1 extra intelligence, or 1 extra level in whatever class.
I always found the most important stat increases to be like the strength, intelligence, and dexterity.
Yeah, well,
because you get to a point where the levels aren't as important.
Unless
as
you're a
those.
mage, because the only things that are important are the levels.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that allow you to use new spells.
What does intelligence do?
All it does is it allows you to wear different things or
Okay.
use different staffs.
Well, that's stupid.
The stats are the things that allow you to wear or equip things. The levels
Increase your actual damage.
increase
and,
your
like,
actual damage
aptitude.
or accuracy. The levels are almost unnoticeable when you're playing melee or range. They do nothing for the actual gameplay other than you hit more often.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change how you play that character. It just makes them more effective. Levels for combat and nature magic allow you to use all the different spells. But
and it pushes the base damage of those spells higher each level,
So
which is nice because if you have a spell you like, you can keep
It's
going.
interesting. Also, the actual stats level about 10,000 times slower than your actual level.
Yeah, they're so slow.
They're so slow.
So getting like rings and stuff to boost them up is basically essential. But anyway,
Also, you get 4 ring slots, which is fun.
you do, yeah. Most
It's
games should
a
do
lot
that.
of things you can put into them, and that is one of the more fun parts. Is
Yeah.
the rings can be pretty powerful.
The jewelry and the amulets, they definitely give you a lot of fun stuff there. You have 4 fingers on each hand. You have 4 fingers total.
I got my rings on.
I do wish they'd let you put on 8 rings in just any RPG. or 5 even. Thumb rings.
Thumb rings.
That'd be really
Luke, are
uncomfortable.
thumb rings a thing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And why not just put on like 12 different amulets or something? Just
Blinged out.
all the stats. I don't know, maybe the spells cancel each other
Coming here
out.
with the gold chain with the big.
Rappers, the RPG.
All the different magic effects are too close together. They're like fuel rods. They just set each other off and explode.
You got the big golden dollar sign.
Get more money on kill.
I think that is a thing.
I don't recall any loot, at least in the base
you're
game.
right. You're right. Yeah.
That where you get more gold on drop. I think you do get more gold on drop. Definitely in Dungeons Age 2. Maybe in Legends of Arana. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But
There's some weird items.
there
like
are
unique
yeah.
items.
Oh, let's not forget the items that take away some stats.
Oh yeah. So the
In exchange for giving you other
item
ones.
rarity in Dungeon
I
Siege
never use
doesn't
those.
make sense because you don't know what items are what rarity. You have the white
That's
items
true.
which have no magic.
Yeah, they're basic. They're common items.
You have blue
basically.
items which have some magical attributes to them. They'll
Yes.
give you an extra stat or two. You have yellow items, which I think are like the rare or legendary.
I think they're part of a set.
No,
That's
those,
Dungeon Siege 2.
yes.
I think yellow items are just super rare in Dungeon Siege 1.
yeah, I think they're rare. Then you had like light blue.
Yeah, light blue items are weird.
Those were sets.
Maybe?
No,
Or maybe they're just unique
the
items.
teal items were the sets.
That's right, yeah. And they were mainly introduced in Legends of Arana.
Yes.
They're like, I don't know if there are any sets in the base game.
Then you have brown items.
Yeah, brown items. I never use those, ever.
There's no point because most of the time the thing that they give you isn't worth what they take away.
Yeah.
Nor do they look cool.
I don't want to wear a poopy brown
And then there's
item.
purple items, which most of the time they give you magic armor.
Yeah, most of the time.
That's it.
Purple items are like a visually magic-based stat, like magic armor or sometimes life force or some other thing.
Yeah, like
give you.
they have a spell attached to it, like an actual spell. But
So-
it's like only one per type of item.
Yeah, and they don't usually give you other stats on top of that.
Very cool looking though.
they
They're
are
the
very
coolest
cool.
looking items in the game. You
Definitely.
always want the purple
You
items.
do. It feels good when you get them, and I do equip them.
Yeah.
Some of them might give you stats, but none of the ones I found in the base game.
Yeah,
did.
no.
At least in my last playthrough.
But
But
yeah, there's some weird items in the game.
yeah, loot is great in that game.
I
And both finding the loot in the world as well as the loot in the shops are all
yeah.
useful and important.
Yeah.
Neither feels more or less important than the other. So anyway, to go back to the game, or to the story,
we were talking
rather.
about the game.
yeah, the plot.
The plot.
Just spit on me. Cast spit. Anyway,
Dark Forest. Then you go to the swamp.
and you kind of seamlessly transition into the swamp.
Oh yeah,
which we like.
you're just walking through the forest.
Oh.
And you're there.
I just remembered we got lost in the swamp for hours the first time we played it.
That's right.
Yeah, because
swamp's
you insisted we go and kill everything in the swamp because we needed to save the world. And looking back, I'm like, that's not how saving the world works.
You were saying that, and I was tracking my young me logic for a second. I was like, no, that makes sense. That makes sense why I would say that.
You don't just go kill every single individual soldier. You go and kill the leadership, and the body of the snake dies.
That's
All
what
that.
Star Wars taught me.
Yeah. Wait, what?
That's what Star Wars. You blow up the Death Star, the whole Empire falls apart.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
what Star Wars taught me.
But before that, it's just like, no, let's go explore every square inch of this massive open world swamp.
Insanely big.
With no landmarks and almost no draw distance. You can get lost in it for hours.
It's pretty insane.
First time we did that.
But it's so
Oh,
atmospheric
wow.
in that swamp. It's also
Oh,
got
it
good
really
music in
is.
the swamp too.
It does, yeah.
Oh.
It's a very, very murky swamp.
It's very murky.
Yeah. It's a good swamp. Solid swamp.
Solid swamp. Wouldn't visit it.
Yeah.
But then you go into the funky tree.
The funky tree.
The funky tree that leads into the Goblin Cave.
And that's after the temple purification.
Yeah, and then you find the old lady in there as well. Right before that.
Yeah, the little
the
next
witch,
shopkeeper, the
hag,
witch.
the old badge.
She rhymes.
Fancy, look at me, the Queen of Epidel, think I be.
Nice.
Fancy, look at me, the Queen of
Gosh.
Edinburgh, think I be. I forget what he said.
I think just Ebb.
I don't think it was Ebb, it was something else. The Queen of Elgar, think I be. I don't know.
The Queen of Epidel, think I be.
She rhymed.
The fact that you remembered 90% of that was fairly impressive, as usual.
Oh, that's another thing. It's the only campaign where the characters say something after you talk to them.
Yeah.
The shopkeepers. It's not even like in a chat box.
Yeah,
like
but
most
it's
of
just
the
you
games.
leave and a dialogue plays
It's
while you're
an
walking away.
audio clip.
Yeah.
It's the only time they ever do that in the game. Any of the games.
Yeah, it's fun. It adds a little bit more immersion to it. They're just talking as you walk away and don't acknowledge them. And then you go into the Goblin Cave. Goblin Cave lasts forever. It's cool. There's technology. There's guns.
it's
There's
cool.
tanks. There's robots.
Yeah, as we discussed, but it's way too long.
It's very
so long. Even if you skip some of the offshoots like I did previously, that's a goblin phone going off. Just ignore
I
it.
need to just chuck this onto the ground.
Samsung Goblin Song, Goblin OS.
Goblin OS.
But yeah. It's a very long dungeon.
It's too long.
There's a lot of offshoots.
Awesome
There's
boss,
a funny
though.
bridge. Great boss.
And then he gets away.
Mischievous. Yeah, then he just leaves and you never see him again.
You never see him again. I think he laughs at the end of the game.
Yeah, he does.
And then
that
you
means
get
nothing.
Merrick's staff.
Yes.
Which he can't use because there's no way you've leveled him up enough.
Yeah.
You don't level up enough for the rest of the campaign to use Merrick's staff.
Well, I was actually able to use it.
I didn't.
It depends, I guess. Maybe I had equipment on him that boosted his intelligence.
I couldn't get him to use the staff.
That's
it was
funny.
just sitting in my inventory for the whole game.
I guess it depends on how you play it, but yeah, there's a good chance you can't use his staff. You certainly cannot use it when you first get it. Keep in mind, this is his staff. This is like Gandalf.
It's titled.
Gandalf the White not being able to use his staff if it's taken from him.
It's titled Merrick's staff.
Literally.
Can't use it.
And it's an important story item you spend like half of the game or a quarter of the game trying to get, and you cannot use it like at all. It's like, even in like The Legend of Zelda, sometimes you get the Master Sword and maybe it's not powered up all the way, but you can still use it.
Still hit people with it.
Yeah.
It's a great staff though. I think it looks great.
Oh, it's an awesome staff.
Its effect is so cool.
Yeah, it's like a little spinny effect that gets bigger the longer you have it
It builds
out.
up the more you hold it.
Yeah,
And
very unique.
It
I
just
love
looks cool. Compared to some other weapons in the game, it's like really low poly and low texture, which is really
Yeah.
funny. You compare it to the Staff of Stars, which is like, it's beautiful, it's detailed, it's got like a million polygons. This staff is like, it's a stick with a couple claws, and like, the texture doesn't make any sense on it. It like gets weirdly black at the very end, but not like black, but like
I've never noticed
it looks dirty almost.
I think the idea is it's kind of almost like a pool cue where it's supposed to have
Why is
kind
it
of, like,
pool cue?
like kind of black grating on the end? Are you talking about where it's held
like
on the back?
end, like the
Oh, the ends. Oh, okay.
yeah. It looks
remember that.
dirty.
Oh. Well, that has been in a goblin
Look,
cave this whole time.
yes.
Who knows what they've been doing to that thing?
If you leave the cave, there's a very cool moment because you've shut down like the goblin controls. All the goblin robots that have been killing you are all shut down, and you
Yeah.
just kill them all.
That's very neat, actually.
I love that part. And then you leave on I think another cool elevator.
Yeah. Now you're in the Redwood Forest.
You're in the Redwood Forest.
On a nice little
And then you
beach.
get to go to the furry cave.
It's very
You get to go to
Oh, yeah, the furry cave. That's right,
You
the
get to
furry
go to the
cave.
Furry cave.
Where you fight
The furry.
furries, both little furries
Yeah,
and
the
big
little
furries.
and the big furries.
They're very creepy. They look at you with
They're
their one
just
big eye.
beholders.
They shoot lasers
And I'm
at
pretty
you.
sure they're just called furies.
Yeah, they're called furies.
They're not furries. We definitely didn't think they were called furries when we were young. At least I didn't.
I can't remember if we actually thought they were called
Oh,
furries.
I called
we
them.
probably
I
did.
called them furries because I thought they were. I thought that's what they were called.
No, they're furies. They're giant spider
beholders.
Spider beholders.
Yeah, they're beholders.
They're kind of creepy, honestly.
Oh, they're creepy.
They move so fast and,
And
they shoot
they
lasers at you with all
destroy
their
your
fingers.
party.
Oh yeah, they're wild.
I think they have like the highest DPS in the whole game. Mm-hmm. It's insane. My party literally just got wiped when I attacked it. It was insane.
Crazy. The little ones or the big one?
Either one. They drop great loot, but
They do, yeah.
goodness. And then you finally get out of there. All right, and we skipped the cabin in the woods. Who cares?
Yeah, it's just like little.
It's
random
another
stuff.
cabin.
There's
a dude
another
there.
random dungeon
He
you can go
doesn't.
into.
He doesn't yell at you as much as the other guy. You finally get to the battlefield around Fortress Croft, where all the
Yeah.
skeletons are.
Oh, that whole area is great because it's
very
like
cool.
you finally emerged. It feels like a battlefield. The music is kind of a little bit more intense. It's
Yeah,
like it's urgent. It feels
Yeah.
urgent, and you got the main theme playing
And
again.
then you finally see the first sec.
Yes, this
And
ancient.
they've been talking about him
evil.
for a little bit throughout the game as well.
Yeah,
They bring
they've-
him up a couple times.
They've hinted at it a bit. Yeah, yeah.
Even
Even like I think the goblins
Gresh.
mention him, and
Yeah.
Kresh specifically they've mentioned.
Yeah, Gresh.
He is the main commander this whole time that has been riling up the Krug and all of the other monsters.
He's making everyone crazy.
Either directly because I think he commanded the Krug maybe, or just from his very presence
Yeah.
because he's like this evil demonic
evil thing, yeah.
like sorcerer essentially.
Yeah.
Just his very presence upsets nature.
And that fight is also very hard because he
Yeah.
just keeps summoning skeletons to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very.
You get a cool cutscene with him when he shows up. You get a villainous monologue. You get like these teeth that come out of the ground that trap you
beat him up.
in an arena, and then you beat him up.
You beat him up, he dies.
Also, those skeletons are the fallen legionnaires that were trying to kill
That's
him.
so sad.
And kind of hardcore and horrifying.
So sad.
It's so sad. Because they literally say that in Fortress Croft, like we've been fighting our own fallen men. Like the more of them that die, the stronger the sex army grows.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's kind of horrifying when you think about it.
So then you get to Fortress Croft finally after a million hours.
Some of the best music in the game too.
Legitimately some of the best music in the game because it's like it's somehow calmer than any of the other tracks in the game while also being really sad and depressing.
Yeah.
Well, it's somber, but it also
Very somber.
plays the main motif
It's
of the game.
melancholy.
Yeah, it's melancholy, and it plays the main motif of the game.
It's perfect because it feels like a major checkpoint. Remember, this was the next major story beat after Glacier, and it's been like 8 hours at least at this point.
You've been just trekking all the way here, and you finally make it. It's a really cool moment.
Hundreds of miles.
And then they tell you you're not done yet. You gotta go to talk to. You gotta go deal with the freaking the weird people in the desert town.
The Drew.
the fight there's fun. You go through all the canyons.
You annihilate their entire army.
You actually you commit genocide against them until they surrender. That is actually what happens.
They are bowing to you, like begging for mercy once you get to the town.
It's really sad.
It's like, and these are like kind of tribal, more primitive people
Yeah.
that live in mud huts in the desert.
yeah, and they're just bowing to you out of fear.
What are you saying here, Dungeon
Slaughtered all of them.
To be fair, they allied themselves with the Sec, so they kind of brought it on themselves. I mean, they were fighting the Legionnaires. They left us no choice. But they surrendered, and we spare them once we get there. Except there's one like final rebellious contingent in the town you gotta take out.
Yeah, you
on the way
literally,
to the
like, once you
final
get to
lady.
the town, you kill all the warriors. And then all that's left are just like, nah, we don't want any of this.
civilians.
Just go.
Yeah.
We'll sell you stuff. We'll
Yeah,
just
you talk to the,
spend money now.
Yeah, the elder lady was like, peace, please don't kill us.
And she explains
Here's money.
it, and then she name drops the game.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
forget that.
Journey fast, Kingdom Child. The second dungeon siege may soon be underway.
She explains that they are trying to siege the dungeon.
Yes. Okay. They're trying to attack Castle Ebb because they're trying to get to the Chamber of Stars as well as their boss, I think. That's the main thing, because the Chamber of Stars is basically this reliquary, this storage place where the most powerful loot in the game is held. And it's like, basically, once they get a hold of these items, they would become unstoppable and destroy the kingdom and potentially the rest of the continent of Arana. At that point. So,
But yeah,
because
they're sieging the dungeon.
Yeah, the
That's why
Droog-
it's called Dungeon Siege.
and the Droog had to like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But here's the thing. In Chapter 10 is named Dungeon Siege. Now we're
you're
sieging the dungeon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because we are counter-sieging their dungeon siege.
Never thought of it like that.
Oh yes.
Truly profound. She name drops Dungeon Siege and we piece right out of there.
We do.
To the next area.
But before we do that, we can go kill a dragon.
Yeah, there's a random side
Just for
quest.
fun.
We go kill a dragon.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool fight. It has some pretty awesome music.
It's good music.
The dragon just sits there and lets you hit him.
It's true.
His name is Scorch, by the way.
He's also really big and fat.
He is a plump dragon, to say the least.
It's perfect.
a perfect
bear.
Fat spider.
So yeah, we deal with that stupid idiot.
He just sits there, he stomps and breathes fire. Those are his 2 attacks.
Yep.
Pretty cool design.
If you stand far enough away, he can't hit you. It's great.
Yeah, then he just falls into the cavern. Even though he has wings,
Yeah.
he just falls.
Well, he's too fat.
He is too fat. That's true, yeah.
He can't fly.
He's fat and lazy.
And he literally
Oh.
can't get out of the cavern either.
A fun lore about that place, that was an execution method. That dragon. The kingdom would
that's
send
right.
criminals to try and fight the dragon. If they managed to slay the dragon, they would earn their freedom and take out whatever treasure they could carry. Most didn't. In fact, there was only one that did, and apparently it's because he killed one of the babies and left.
Okay, I was gonna say, how could any of them kill the dragon? Because he's still there when we get there.
Yeah, no, none of them ever killed the dragon. One guy cheated. Yeah, and left
see.
on a loophole.
It's a fun enough fight. The loot's nice. It's not as good as it could have been, but I guess it's random, so
Yeah.
sometimes it's good,
Yeah, it's a side quest.
sometimes it's not.
It's a fantasy RPG. They had to throw a dragon in there somewhere.
Through a fairly generic cave. A fairly unmemorable cave for about 30
And it's
seconds.
super short, and
Yeah.
the biome just changes. That's the one
Rapidly
area
changes?
where it feels like, okay, what just happened? The environment's completely different.
I love that it decides, okay, we're out of the cave and we're in the last kind of main area of the game. It's using the biome from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's nice. It's like
same
we've come full
textures.
circle.
Yeah.
Even though if
It
you look at the
feels great.
map, we're on the other side of the continent.
It kinda
It's divided
is a
by
circle. It kind of is a circle, just with a big hole in the middle.
It's a U shape.
Yeah.
So an O.
I do really like that touch that you're.
Wait, all circles have holes in the middle. unless it's like a filled circle or a sphere or a donut specifically. Anyway,
There's a cool like garden thing.
yeah,
like
another
hedge maze.
very optional hedge maze.
There's no reason to go there. Like
No,
I don't
no
think
reason.
there's a side
It's
quest.
totally out of your way.
I don't even think there's any special loot. It's just there.
Yeah, but it's just
which
there.
is cool.
It's a unique asset.
It's cool.
It is cool. It's very mysterious.
And you meet a knight.
Those areas are very mysterious.
I love
It
that.
makes you wonder,
Oh, I love it
why
so much.
is this here?
I love it so much.
And that effect is like tripled in your Train Peninsula.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
It gets so weird.
Oh, there's one area in particular. I can't wait to talk about
But
it.
we
But yeah.
meet a knight. I don't remember his name. It's like Sir.
Sir Bullnart or something. Sir Dilnart.
Sir Dilnert.
It's like Bullignart or something. I don't remember.
Sir Bollocks.
He's technically the last Sir Bollocks. Anyway, he's the last actual story character of the game. You can get him as a free companion. He is one of the he's like the only surviving knight of the entire castle. Everyone is dead.
Yeah.
You get to the castle.
No, they're all dead.
It is already overrun. Like, he literally says that the castle is overrun by the sec by the time you get there.
Which is cool because, like, the way they appear, you walk in there, and, like, it's not like, oh, they're there waiting for you. They just appear out of thin air.
You walk in, the castle is completely empty, and then they materialize in fire and start attacking you immediately.
It's awesome.
They're waiting in ambush. I'm like, that's kind of terrifying.
It's intimidating. And it's great. And I love the way you go through the castle because it's like you deal with like the first floors, you deal with the courtyards, and then you work your way up the walls, around the walls into the upper palace.
It's designed in a way where you see all the castle.
You see the whole thing. You're forced to see the whole thing.
The dining room, the throne room.
You get the full
courtyard.
castle experience.
Oh yeah. The top of the castle.
Yeah. And then you get through it all, and there's a big elevator that takes you down into the dungeon that you now siege.
You access the dungeon through the roof.
You do.
For some reason.
It's a big elevator.
Oh, and it's the only other automatic elevator in the game.
If you think about it, you know, if a prisoner escapes the dungeon, they gotta get down from the roof. How are they supposed to get down?
Yeah, I guess that's...
They're gonna just jump off
into the moat, I guess. Maybe.
They're gonna die. That was a deep moat.
Yeah.
It's just the ocean.
You don't want to hit water super flat from that high up.
And the dungeon's interesting because it's a lot of side rooms. There's like, you know, a pretty obvious hallway you can go down, but tons of side rooms.
Yeah.
And then you get to the big story moment of the game. You meet the king finally.
Yes,
the guy, that old Norik, from the beginning of the game told you, you gotta warn the king.
Yeah. Bravery will be needed by the king.
Yeah.
Go now. Oh.
It's a pretty good cutscene.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
King's
it's
voice
like,
actor's pretty good.
It feels like a pinnacle. Like
And
you
it makes
said,
sense
like,
why he's still alive. They kind of make that clear.
Yeah, he said they were sparing him for some unspeakable sacrifice, probably to make an example of like, you're the king, you kept us imprisoned here forever, so we're gonna make your death extra painful.
And he gives you the thing that none of them realized he was hiding, which is the key to the Chamber of Stars.
They didn't
that
search.
They've been trying to
They didn't
get through the
search-
whole game.
They didn't search his body.
They didn't bother to search the king. The one guy who probably had the thing they were looking for.
What
were they gonna do?
You
Strip
know
him down?
I don't want to know where he was hiding it. It's a little thin triangle. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, he gives it to you. They wash it off first, and then they take it to the Chamber of Stars.
You leave him there.
Oh, yeah, you just leave him there.
You get to the last town of the game. The last town. You know, it's like the last checkpoint that you could teleport to in multiplayer.
Yeah, the final shop, and the final checkpoint.
Which is just a prisoner.
Yeah, it's pretty creative, actually.
Who had stuff smuggled in and out.
Yeah, he's the black market.
In the prison, in the dungeon.
And the
They left
only
him
other
alive.
survivor.
Yeah, and they left him alive because
3 survivors.
Because apparently his cell was so far back they didn't notice him. That's basically what he says. He just stayed out of the way. They didn't bother to kill him.
Maybe, yeah. it's too long of a walk.
They're not trading with him. They got better
maybe
stuff
he
than he
is.
has.
Well, I guess that's true. I mean, I don't
They
know.
didn't make the impression that he was. It sounded like he just was like
hides.
sat there and watched.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. Since they've massacred every other human
He's
in the place.
What's very funny, he's basically the last guy you talk to in the game.
Well, actually, there is that random prisoner. Do you remember?
The warden. The
yeah,
jailer, yes.
Who has a unique cutscene.
He does, which is very strange that
he talks about like how he loves torturing the prisoners or something, and then he like almost reveals the Chamber of Secrets location.
Yeah, which is weird because it's like in the next room.
It's not hard to find. It's like on the way.
It's right there. It's a big thing that's like, yep, that's it.
And then he like tries to kill you all for some reason.
But he's gone mad.
He has, yeah.
He drops good stuff.
Sec drove him mad.
He drops weirdly good stuff. He is like multiple times for me. He's dropped like this crystal armor.
Oh yeah,
It's like
I know the one you're talking about.
So
It's like
cool
blue
looking.
and crystal.
Yeah. In the
Yeah,
menu,
it's yellow.
Yeah.
Or yellow.
Yeah. Anyway, you open the Chamber of Stars. Lovely
Oh, yes.
sequence.
Really cool
You gotta light
sequence.
all the candles or whatever, or do the prisms. And the
Yeah,
things
you enter
start
this like giant spherical
spinning.
chamber.
It's a big gyroscope.
You light 4 torches.
Yes.
And then a cutscene plays that has this really cool music that
Oh, it's great.
makes this sequence way more epic than it really is if you think about it.
You just get 4 chests with mildly decent loot.
Yeah. It's like this is essentially the game's pulling the Master Sword moment.
Yeah.
But instead of you getting this legendary weapon that's been built up, you get randomly generated loot from 4 chests
Sometimes
that
it's
just
good.
appear.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you don't
things-
use any of it.
Like they appear because these 4 rings start spinning around. It's like a really cool moment where it lights up in this glorious thing. 4 wooden chests.
Yeah. They're nice chests.
It is cool though. They're nice
They're
chests.
nice looking chests.
And
Sometimes you get good loot.
we're kind of making fun of it, but it's like the loot you get is really cool because all the loot is super unique.
Most of the time. Sometimes
most
it's
of the
not.
time.
I got 4 of the same staff last time I played it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
but no, sometimes you get really good loot.
It is good incentive to come back
Yeah.
because it's different
It
every
is
single time. And even compared to other parts, even in Legends of Arana, all the loot is completely unique. It's armor sprite, it's stats, like it's inventory sprite, I mean, everything. And that's one of the areas.
Kid, it was always something I was really excited to do
Yeah.
was get into the Chamber of Stars. 'Cause
It's a special moment.
It is.
It really is.
It
As much as we were like poking fun at it, I actually really do genuinely enjoy that
it's
moment.
fantastic. It's lovely. The way all the bridges come down as you're approaching it, it builds itself up very well. And then off you go.
You leave, and then Chapter 10, Dungeon Siege. Now we have our super powerful weapons. We are on our way to destroy the remaining sect.
Because
It is cool.
I love the progression of the way this final dungeon works.
Yeah,
Because you
it's
start,
pretty awesome.
you go through like the main dungeon, and then it kind of gets progressively a little darker as you go, and then there's a big hole in the wall, and it breaks into this lava cave, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
things are getting real. You're like,
Yeah, this is where they broke out.
yeah,
of.
you're like
you're not
why
sure.
is there a
You're like,
lava cave
well,
under
it
the
could,
castle?
It could just be a volcano, or you're deep underground. You're not sure yet.
It's
but
pretty cool.
It transitions. It gets more and more
so
like
weird.
hellish the deeper you get. It goes from a lava cave to weird
Like ruins.
in
Yeah.
this deep, dark place. Like, okay, this is more than a cave. There was some kind of weird civilization down here, or
And
something else.
I love the last section of the game. It is frightening. I understand why we weren't able to play when we were wee lads, but it's not like the normal portrayal of like kind of a hell dimension that you normally see. It's not like we kind of passed through that when we went through the lava caves.
Yeah.
It's a void. It's just a
complete
black void.
All it is a black void. The paths you're on are these weird bone spiky structures, but surrounding the path are these massive pillars with faces,
Yeah,
presumably
souls.
of souls, like people's
being
souls
dragged into
down.
the void.
And wailing sounds are coming
It's
from them.
horrifying.
It's a horrifying image and idea.
Yeah.
It's like, even as an
And
adult,
other than
I'm
that-
like,
and other than that, it's silent.
yeah.
There's not really too
Plus
much
the
music.
very subdued like
Yeah.
drum music. That's about it.
Yeah, it's not like it's pretty atmospheric, and it's a freaky area, and it's not a super long area. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
And it's not even clear because you never really went through a portal or anything.
No, you
like,
just-
is this hell? Is this like?
They said it was something. It was like the sealed dimension or the.
They said it was
a
like
name
the
for it.
eternal prison or something.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you get down there, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. Something that the sequel kind of didn't learn from.
Yeah. It's the exact opposite in the sequel. It's way too long.
It stays there just long enough for you to kind of get the
just long
gist of
enough.
it, and then you get to the big elevator.
Yeah. So the cutscene plays. Everybody goes onto the elevator, preparing. The torches slowly light up as the elevator activates, and you see it go way deep down into this
You
dark
just go
void.
down. Yeah.
Then you meet Gom,
He's just sitting there.
the sect leader. He's got a little throne. He's just sitting there waiting for you. I guess he's free or not free. I don't know.
Maybe if he beats you, he's free. Dungeon Siege is a remarkable game. It's not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like it's one of the best action RPGs ever made. I don't think that it is, but it is one of the most unique and most special ones because it has so many ideas, and not every idea worked. And I think you can see that.
Picture mage.
I think you can see that mostly in a lot of the spells. It's always fun to see what there is, like what new spell you're gonna get, what new piece of armor. 99% of the time, it's not going to be useful. You're not going to be able to use it. Always want to have it sit in your inventory until you can, to see it on your character, to see it cast by your character. There's always something interesting to wait for in the game. There's always some new interesting place to see. There's so many little things. Every place is special. It does. Feels like every place has secrets because somebody put them there. Mm-hmm. And that just makes the game so special. It's a genuinely, it's a game that I fear will be kind of lost to time. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video, is because it's a game that I think about fairly often, and every single time I think about it, every single time I go back and play, I'm like, for all its flaws, there really isn't anything else quite like it.
Yeah, exactly.
In its vibe,
its tone, gameplay, vibe,
ideas,
like overall gameplay.
Even just the 8 companions, and you're just in a brawl in the middle of a dungeon with a bunch of enemies. It's unique, and
it's very unique.
I dearly love the game.
I adore the game so much.